All right. I hope you are listening me. And so we are going to start. Other participants will join after if they wanted to join. And in the meantime, maybe Ma'am Harisa will join. So if you are listening me, you can answer me. Otherwise, I'm going to start the session. Okay. So yesterday we did practice on part one speaking test, and we covered first recommendation hometown and question about uh, how we can deliver the an introduction in front of examiner. So now we are moving towards next topic uh, of today. So it's about hometown and again weather. What is your country is famous for? So if you are available here with us, sir, then you can answer. Otherwise, I will answer this question and we will continue this session.
Sir, is it a part one question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is your country famous for? Uh, my country is famous for its culture and its beauty. It's a very there are many natural mountains here, and we see a lot of culture here. There are many people living here that are having different kind of cultures like Punjabi, Pathan, Balochi, and Sindhi.
Thank you very much, sir. Ma'am Marisa has joined us, so I'm going to stop the share screen and Ma'am Marisa, over to you, and you can now share this.
All right. Thank you, sir. Can you share the some information like how many parts of the test you covered yesterday? Are you following any specific website or you took from Cambridge books?
Actually, ma'am, we follow a website that cover common topics that usually occur in your exam, IELTS exam. So they have particular set of question according to topic. When any topic related, like a hometown or weather or work, volunteer work, these are the most common topics. So we started from part one, and I introduced how to give answer part one in. Because overall in time for part one you have 6 minutes, 6 to 7 minutes, and you have to answer every question one or two line, yes, in two line. So according to that, we did practice and listen other do practice in group and listen other response and also evaluate also response from other experience. So how this how we take the session of yesterday and till now. If I thought you will join later, so I started the session and started doing practice from other questions. So now it's over to you.
All right. Thank you, sir, for doing the yesterday session. I hope so. Everyone got the better understanding. We will resume our practice, but before that, I want to say one thing. I want to clarify one thing. If you are using the rigid structure of two to three sentences, some people say that like we can use 2 to 3 sentence structures for part one, but it depends on how simple or complex sentence you are speaking. For example, if you're just saying I like the vegetarian food because you are saying, and this is what which I took in my during lunch and dinner time. So these are two simple sentences, so it doesn't mean if you're using 2 or 3 sentences they are okay, but if you're talking about complex sentences, two or three complex sentences, then they are okay. But don't stick to this rigid structure. It varies how a simple or complex sentence you are speaking. So some people just follow this advice and say that, and they start speaking simple sentence. So I think try to not too much. You can say that it do not too, it doesn't too long, but you can make it at a specific length, because the many people say that our alt test lasts for 11 to 14 minutes. For 2 minutes we need to speak for part 2 and 1 minute preparation time, and you can say that that part lasts 3 to 4 minutes, while 4 to 5 minutes are the for part 1 and part 2. Sorry, part 1 and part 3. So if we conclude our overall time, it lasts between 11 and 14 minutes, and let's say 3 to 4 minutes for part 2, like 3 to 4 minutes, because 1 minute preparation time, 2 minutes speaking time, and 1 minute my examiner ask or tell you something. So it lasts 3 to 4 minutes. For remaining 4 to 5 minutes are like part 3 person, and like similar time is duration is for part 1. So in part 1 duration, examiner might ask some basic question like, oh, that may take a few minutes. What is the like your name and these things, and then move to the part 1. So if we divide the time and then we think about say it matters how long we're speaking. So we need to make sure we do not speak a short we do not give the short answer. And one thing which I have also mentioned many times, while giving the answers for part 1, don't stick to the just yes I like. Even if you don't know answer, then you can't say I don't know this answer and you can stop speaking. You need to give the answer. Even if you don't know, you need to make try. One thing I have discussed, like if you are, I have listened from one of person. That person goes 7 in speaking in real exam, and that person said, we don't need to like. Sometimes we follow this advice, like if uh, you don't know anything about any answer, then you need to give it by making a true story. So it is okay for part 2, because we don't have any choice. We need to speak for 2 minutes and we need to make a story. That person said, if examiner asks couple of questions for any topic, and then examiner asks suddenly one question which is totally different from previous question. So if that is you think that question will be a loss and it is different, so at that time you need to stay honest. That person mentioned that person asked me, I think what I did not exactly remember that question, but I told that I don't know about it, and that was different from the previous person. What happened, I think person was saying, I saw examiner picking another cue card. Might be that person changed a cue card, just think that candidate was don't know, as candidate mentioned in part 1 last question. I think that can happen, but for the last question, you need to be honest, so that if any case happens like that, so that you don't get any type of topic because just because you said and you made a story in the last question. But even if the topic is coming and you don't know nothing about it, and in that case you need to make a story, because we don't have any choice. If even a unknown topic comes in front of us in part 2, so that's why we always say try to speak on unfamiliar topic and then judge yourself how much you are speaking good, because for very common topics we are becoming used to and we are giving answer very accurate. But once it come to unfamiliar topic and we don't have ideas, and then we lack the ideas and we are stressed because we don't know anything about that topic. At that moment many things suffer. Even fluency is one of things which suffers as a result of unfamiliar topic which comes in front of us. So I would suggest don't stick to specific topics. Try to make yourself try to make self used to speaking on unfamiliar topic, and then judge yourself how well you are speaking. Even if the topic is very unknown for you and you don't know nothing, how you will answer that topic if that's happened in the real exam. Okay, if anyone has a question, you may ask. Okay, in the last Friday class, I was just gather some thoughts on this test. Today we will move to the next test because we gather thoughts on that topic as some people were lacking ideas. So this is one way we can know, like we can ask different people to tell about these ideas, and then we can collect many thoughts. However, we have made a discussion on this topic last Friday, but today we will move to the next test. If anyone has a question, you may ask. Otherwise, we can continue to our speaking sessions. Any suggestion anyone who would like to give for this speaking session, you are welcome. If you think any improvement can be brought in this session. Okay, who would like to? Okay, if you don't have any question or any suggestion, then we can start our speaking practice. Who would like to give the answer for part one?
Okay, man, I would like to answer that question.
All right. So let's make sure one thing. I think sometime I share the screen because I want to tell which test I'm going to take, like how the structure looks, because sometimes new participants join us. So you need to make aware of this thing that only in the real exam you will be able to see the part two question. You are not able to see the part one and part three question. If you like, I can say like that we don't share questions so that no one knows which questions um, we're going to answer, because sometimes we see the question. So if you are able to see the question in advance and then you are answer, and one way is you're answering without seeing it, I, I will say you will find some difference between those answers, and you will find even a difference in your speaking. So it is better to make yourself habitual of speaking without looking into the question. As we know that in the exam, we're not able to see the part one and part three questions. Examiner will speak and we should be able to understand what the examiner is saying. We can ask if we don't understand any question for a couple of times, but not for every question.
Yes, ma'am, it's a good idea to hide the questions before asking them, so they might be some new topics for us.
Exactly. So I can ask the question for part one, and then I can move to another participant and for myself practice as well. So let's talk about languages. How many languages can you speak?
Um, I can speak three languages. These languages are English, Urdu, and Punjabi.
Sir, have you finished your answer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How useful will English be to you in your future?
I think English is very useful for me in the future because English is an international language and everyone must know about English and how to speak English. Um, as we move to another country, then uh, we can see that many people are able to speak English. So that must be in our checklist.
What do you remember about learning languages at school?
Um, I don't remember much about learning the languages in school. I think we were taught about languages when we were in our early classes, like in nursery or prep. Other than that, after passing the one class or two class, there was not a specific subject for languages. Moreover, in Islamia subject, we were taught about Arabic. There was a subject Arabic, in which we have to talk about Arabic and its translation, but it was not relevant to that uh, teaching languages, because we was unable to speak Arabic, but we was just able to read the Arabic language. So we mainly uh, we mainly learn languages just by seeing each other and from our teachers and just by observing others.
All right. What do you think would be the hardest language for you to learn?
Okay, so if we talk about other languages of the other countries, like Chinese, Japanese, or maybe Germany, so that would be the hardest thing, because I am from Pakistan, and English is not my primary language. So first of all, I have to learn about English, because after learning the English, I will be able to learn other languages. So for me, at this time, I think English is a little difficult for me to learn, but I will be able to speak it if I improve it day by day.
All right. So this is end of your part one. Mm, Before I will give the feedback, what do you think about your speaking and performance overall?
Ma'am, I think it's not that good. I still have a lot of filler words, and again I have to think in middle of my conversation.
All right. Any other thing you find any weakness in while the answers which you have given me?
Ma'am, again, as we mentioned that if we are if we know about the questions that are about to ask, so we get prepared for that question. But if we don't know about the question, about what we are expected to ask, so that is a timing issue. I think it's a very small time where you have to think and and compile your answer and speak.
All right. So anyone who would like to give suggestion to sir before I will before my suggestions. All right. Let's give me the feedback. Okay. One thing you mentioned that you have fillers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. To be honest, I did not notice fillers as in today you're speaking. You used two or three times in one question, but they were not much. But you need to work on other areas. One thing your answer one was too short while your answer for question three was too long. And I have noticed when you start extending your answer, you are a bit distracted and you lose ideas. You lost a lot of ideas because sometimes it happens, and even I notice in many candidates when they are extending too much answer, they try to lose ideas. As a result, their fluency suffers. So this was the too long answer for Parthi, and you don't need to speak too much. Even you can talk about just one idea and can explain. All right, I hope so. You got the idea. Another thing, you were using language again. You can say foreign language, mother tongue. Mother is you use one good word primary, and you can also use mother tongue. Foreign language. It is the opposite of mother tongue. Another language. So these are the good vocab we can use in this context. One thing I've noticed that you are lacking in this area. We are discussing about speaking complex. Making complex sentence and while speaking, but what I have noticed that you need to you are extending answer, but you need to bring coherence in your answers. and your answers are connected. This is what means by coherence. You talk about how useful English to you in your future. So you say that it is yes, it will be useful because it is an international language. I don't think so. It is a good explanation. Instead of that, you need to say it is useful because I need to pursue my higher study. This is one idea. There are many ways because I need to pursue my higher study in English speaking country where this will be their primary language. So that's why I think it really helped me while learning. So I need to learn it. So these are the different ways you need to exact tell the reason instead of even we can use the linking words, but make sure our ideas are coherent.
All right, ma'am. Okay.
But one thing positive I have noticed when you find a weakness by yourself, they were not weakness weakness area in terms of kilobytes. I haven't noticed. Even you can listen the recording back and then you can understand because this is what many people face. There are other things you need to improve. I think when I will take further tests for part 2 and part 3, then I can better analyze how much either syllabus are you speaking on it, but in the part one they were not. There were other things which you can improve. Anyone else who would like to give part one? If you have, sir, any question you can ask.
No, ma'am. Not for now, but I will.
Anyone else who would like to give answer for part one? Alright, sir. I will share the screen and you can take the screenshot for part 1, 2, and 3, and then you can ask the question for me for part 1, and then we will go through for part 2 and part 3 practice as well. Should I keep sharing my screen or can I stop sharing it?
Ma'am, if I have to ask you questions, then you have to share your screen.
Alright, you can ask the question and I will not look into it. I'm sharing for your convenience. So you can take the my test. Even if you want to take the entire test in one go, then you can take it. Otherwise, if you just want to take first part 1 and you want I should conduct part 2 and part 3 of your and then move to part 2 and part 3 for myself, then it is also okay.
Okay, ma'am. We can conduct a whole test, I think.
All right.
Okay, so should we start?
Yes, we can start.
Okay, ma'am. So we will start by part one.
Of course, yes.
How many languages can you speak?
I can hardly speak two languages, which are English and Urdu. I think this is which I have been taught when I was a child. I think yeah, Urdu is the one language which I learned since my childhood. However, when I grew up, I used to become speaking in English language.
Okay. How useful will English be to you in the future?
Um, Based on my current observation, it will be really helpful in the future because my a lot of activities and higher education will completely depending on this language as I am planning to move in foreign country where this is the primary language and I need to rely on it for taking lessons and even in public places.
All right. What do you remember about learning languages at school?
Honestly speaking, I did not remember anything much about while learning this language in my child. I think one thing which I have learned that is that how our teachers taught us this language. They use like simple tracing books where we need to trace each letter so that we can know how we can learn, and then we need to remember the way they are written. Apart from that, our teachers usually speak in that language while communicating so that we can become proficient in speaking.
All right. What do you think would be the hardest language for you to learn?
I think Chinese. I came to know about this language when my elder sister was studying as a elective subject in her undergrad degree, and it was very difficult to learn because there are so many alphabets and letters and I can't understand. Things starts to mix with my own native language. So I think if I have any plan to, if I start learn this language in the future, I wouldn't be able to learn it as early as compared to English language.
Okay, ma'am, that is the end of your part one section. Should we start part two?
Sir, if you want to give me feedback after part one, then you can give me.
Yes,
Otherwise,
ma'am.
we can move
Yes,
to
ma'am.
part.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, the best thing that I noticed was that you were stick to just one idea and when just explaining it, your answers were relatively equal. They were not too much lengthy or too much short. And one thing that you mentioned was that in my child, uh, languages, I don't remember about learning languages in my child. I think childhood was a good word to use here. And other thing was that your answer was very coherent and was very related to the question that was asked. And
Alright,
there was no filler words, and fluency was also much better.
alright. Thank you, sir, for your feedback. Yes, you're right that if I'm using in my words, then I need to place childhood instead of child. But I was trying to use child because I have already used the childhood in the previous sentence. But I think if I wanted to use the word exactly child, then I need to restructure the sentence like when I was a child instead of in my child.
Yes,
My childhood is a good right word instead of child.
yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for your feedback. Then you can move to for the remaining part two and part three questions.
Yes, ma'am. Please, you have one questions, and you can read the topic and take your notes, and we will start after 1 minute.
All right.
I am just starting this stopwatch.
All right. You can start the time, 1 minute time and let me know.
Okay, ma'am. Your time is up. You can start speaking.
All right. So I'm going to talk about Adra's website, which is very popular in my country. And based on this popularity, I bought one dress from that website in the last year. I hear from many friends and colleagues that this website is very good because products which are available on this website are cheaper than the local markets. So I have explored different things on this website while sitting at home because it's a e-market and we don't need to visit it physically. So I came to notice that many people are giving a very good review about the dress which I need at that time. So overall, the dress which I wanted to buy from this website was not only good in quality but also there were many variety in terms of color. So that's why I made a plan to buy it. I read about different comments which were given by customers on this website, and when I came to analysis for these reviews, I understand that all of are very good. They have above 4.5 rating, so I decided to purchase it. And when the product was delivered at my doorstep, I found that they didn't only give me the right color which I asked, but the size was also okay, and their delivery service was very fast as they provided me just within one week. But however, they said to be delivered within 10 days. So that's why I was very satisfied with this. Website. Apart from that, I noticed that their service support was very good. They were very cooperative and they answered for my all questions. You can say my all queries for address. So that's why overall it was an amazing experience for me. I would suggest everyone to buy products from these websites because you don't need to leave the comfort of your home. You can explore anything which you want to buy and you can easily order it at your home and you will get at your door, so you don't need to go in person to your local shops, and their services are also cheap. How much time I spoke? Hello, anyone notice the time?
Ma'am, I think you spoke for around 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
All right. You didn't stop me, so I thought might be Tanya is not ended because I
Uh,
was thinking that I spoke a little bit long
Ma'am,
because
I actually I started when you start speaking. I started your stopwatch when you started speaking. So after around 30 seconds, I just started it, and according to my according to my knowledge, I think it's 2:10.
sorry
Uh,
because
yes, ma'am.
I I found that I spoke a little bit lengthy because I found like usually if I conclude all these things which I have written and it mostly the time is up, but today it was not ending, so I thought like yeah it might be a 2 minute and 10 second or all right, and I think we can cover part three and then you can give me the feedback of both parts together. If you want to give before, then you can give me.
Okay, ma'am, we can move to part three.
All right, I have also scrolled down and you can now see all the questions. I hope so.
Okay, ma'am. So we are going to part three now. What kind of things do people in your country often buy from online shops?
I think the most common thing among them are clothes, shoes, and jewelry. These are the most common items which are bought by women and men. Apart from them, some children prefer to buy stationery items such as pens, razor, pencil, geometry box. But it varies from one person to another person preferences. These are not the limited item they bought. Even I have seen many people are ordering fruits and vegetable from this website as well as from other websites. So they bought whatever they need is, and if they are unable to find those items and they are not convenient to go to these places, they can easily order from online shops.
Okay, ma'am. Why do you think online shopping has become so popular nowadays?
I think people don't have enough time to visit big malls and street markets, and they are there is some, and the crowd is the one reason there. And when they don't have time, then they definitely prefer to online markets, as it is convenient because they don't need to visit those places in person. When they have free time, they can easily put all the items in carts which they want to buy, and after finding the desired quality product and the color, they can order it when they have the time. So it can not only save time but also money. As I mentioned before, the price of the product which are available online is less than the what which is offered in markets.
All right. What are some possible disadvantages of buying things from online shops?
I think sometimes you are not sure what type of product you will get it. I have noticed that if you are not carefully reviewing different comments of customers before purchasing it, there might be a reason that you will not get the right product. Sometimes size is not good enough for people. For example, if you are buying shoes from online market and you didn't um, able to get the right pair of shoes, then I think money will be wasted because you will not be able to wear it. I think this is one of the biggest drawback of buying online. If I compare with online physical shops, then you can check the shoes by wearing them. However, it is not possible while buying from e-markets.
All right. Okay. Why do many people keep buying things which they do not need?
I believe advertisements um, playing a essential role in this. People don't need certain product, but they are still buying it. And why this behavior is very common in different parts of the world. Nowadays, many people are preferring to watch different ads on social medias and TV channel while they are listening to news or watching drama. What happens when they in the TV commercial, they don't have a chance to skip those commercial breaks, so then they are compelled to watch all those ads which are displayed by advertisers. As a result, they are fascinated by those ads and they prefer to buy. Even certain people realized it after buying that this product was not necessary for them. They just wasted the money. They can even use that money on other useful products which are necessary. Even some electronic appliances are bought from different people, but they don't know how to use it. What is the main reason? Like if they don't know how to use it, then why they are buying? I think adverts are playing an essential role on their mind. So which and these are the ads which are forcing them to purchase the art those items.
Okay. Do you believe the benefits of a customer society outweigh disadvantages?
I couldn't catch the question. Can you say that question again?
Okay. Do you believe the benefits of a consumer society outweigh the disadvantages?
I think if they will have more consumer society, it means many businesses will be able to get profits, as many people are buying the products. Definitely, all the money which is paid by the customer goes to those business. So I think that is the major benefit. That's the reason they are running different ads on different TV channels to just earn more money. If I have seen many products are not useful, but they are showing in different advertisement that these products are very helpful and have many useful outcome if you will use this. I think the only reason is that they need a huge profit and they want to increase their sales. So that's the reason they are convincing ordinary people who don't have interest in their products.
Okay. How possible is it to avoid the culture of consumerism?
I believe we should have awareness behind all this process, like why these ads are run by different businesses. And if we know they are just running it for the sake of earning a profit instead of giving the useful outcome to customer, then definitely we will not buy it. Second thing is that we need to have money management skills so that we don't spend money on those items which are not necessary to buy. In that case, we will not be able to buy those products. In that day, I think these are the two different ways in which we can avoid such behaviors, which not only help us ourselves, but if we separate the awareness related to these issues to ordinary people, I think the public will definitely get the benefits. We notice that many people are using social media platform to run such awareness, and if we are spreading such information by using those platforms in a positive way, I think everyone can get benefit from it, and they will be able to get rid of this situation.
Okay, ma'am, that is the end of the part 3 section. Okay, so
uh,
okay, ma'am, how good is your speaking according to you?
According to my opinion, it was like good. I performed well, but one thing is, I want to say that like I've used different vocab. Sometimes I was not able to use in the past on the school, like I know, but today I tried. But the main thing is that topic was familiar for me. Like shopping is very common. Language is okay. It's a new topic. I have spoken, but I have not spoke much on it. However, shopping is the one topic which I spoke many. But I've noticed that even if you are have spoken it a long time ago, but still you come with the new ideas. But what is I am trying to do nowadays? I have learned one tip. If the same topic comes in front of you on which you have spoken before, then what you need to do, you need to take a different story. For example, if you know that what item you bought. If you describe previously that you bought a handbag, the next time you make a story of cloth, it would be a different, because you need to use different words, different ideas. Might be something will be overlapping, like reducing sports, but these are the some new things you will definitely able to get a chance to speak. But I would say to analyze your performance, you should speak on unfamiliar topic as well.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so I will give you the feedback. Uh, so starting from part 3, so one thing that I have noticed was that you were starting your answer from I think. I have noticed that 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think 4 questions that you have answered, you start from I think, and for 2 questions you start from I believe. So I think there we should change something. We can use something else here. I think it's repeating again and again, I think and I believe. So there might be some other words that we can use in starting these topics. Another thing was that when you were talking about people purchased many things like dresses, perfumes, and these stuff. You mentioned apart from them. Is it a good? It is a good grammar apart from them, or we should say apart from these items.
No, I think I usually use a phrase apart from that. Might be it was
Okay,
not like.
I knew, I you said apart from them, so that was a thing. Another thing was that another thing that I have a question about. Uh, you said did not able to.
I didn't understand your question. Can you say it again?
You said that I did not able to. So is it right, or we should say I was not able to?
It depends on if you're talking about present and past. If I was speaking in the past, then didn't is the right verb. But if I was speaking in present and I use it, then it should be in the present. However, we need to identify the context, and sometimes some words we use but don't seem natural. So it is necessary we speak in a natural way, which gives a smooth feeling while if you are speaking. So I was not able to say anything in terms of the way either this phrase was naturally spoken or not, because I need to analyze the previous and next entire sentence.
Okay, ma'am. So far part three, all the question was very much coherent. You were stick to the topic, and you were giving the right ideas, and your fluency was also not affected. Uh, Another thing was that you were also using a good range of vocabulary. And for part two, the idea that you have chosen was very good about a website and your experience about the website. Uh, and one thing that I noticed was that there was almost no filler words here, and the fluency was also very good here, and you do not take a moment to think about what you are going to say. I think you have a good I think you have a good idea generation technique, but it was overall a good test, to be honest.
All right, thank you, sir. Your
I did
feedback.
not, because
Yeah.
I did not notice too many mistakes here.
All right, thank you so much. If you give me the score, how much you will give me?
Ma'am, I am a beginner. I don't have any idea how to give you a band score, but in my opinion, it must be at least 7.5.
All right. Thank you, sir, for your score. Okay. Before
Ma'am, I have a
may
question like about the idea generation. So when I gave you a time of 1 minute, and and when you started generating your ideas and taking notes, so what was the technique that you used for this note, and how you write them in 1 minute?
okay, sir. Before coming to your answer, I will want to give some information on your feedback, and then ma'am Amna, I will come to your question as well, which you written in the chat. Okay, yes, your overall feedback. Okay, yes, today I have noticed that I was using different words, like in my opinion, I think because in the past I was just using one phrase, I think only, and someone gave me the feedback, then I search about these phrases. Today I was able to use, I believe, in my opinion, different way. But should I still need to use different phrases more, like from my point of view, from my perspective. But I also noticed the same thing, like today there were 3 to 4 questions I was able to start with these phrases. I think might be the reason. I think, do you believe 2 or 3 questions are already asking about opinions, so that's the reason I started, and 1 or 2 questions I can avoid it, but I need to avoid it. All right.
Okay.
Yes, you're right for this feedback, and thank you for this feedback. I also noticed the same thing, and I need to still replace those phrases more so that I can show. It also shows that you have lexical resources. Even I know, but the thing is, there's something we know, but we are unable to use. And as I mentioned, I was just using "I think" phrase, but today I still I able to use "I believe" in my opinion. But as you mentioned, I have started many questions with this phrase. I still need to bring more synonyms, like when I have learned, like from my point of view, from my perspective, but I need to use it. And thank you for this week. And or your overall feedback was good, like if you are a beginner. And I think we need to give feedback to other. It not only help us others, but it also uh, helps yourself, because we when we give the feedback, then we think about we also need to work on these. Yeah, there might be a issue. So always try to give feedback to others, even if this is just a one point. And when you will be able to give the feedback, when you will be able to listen other answers carefully, because we are more careful to listen other answers when we are asked to give the feedback compared to the one if you are just a listener. So I think it also help us to learn other vocab from other people. So that's is the purpose of also this public speaking or in a group practice. And might be I will learn some new words from you, and when someone is using you will be able to learn it. And so you have to ask the question, how I generate ideas. Can you say the question again?
Ma'am, like how you manage the time in taking that notes.
Okay, I do not use specific trick, but I try to use I hope so my screen is here.
Yes,
i
ma'am,
just
it's visible.
I just read the question and I try to answer each question. One thing you need to note on, they said you should say, but they didn't say you must say. So it is not necessary if you are able to speak on all these three questions, but you at least write answer of these questions. But I would say you need to give the your experience in the last question at least in conclusion part. It is a good because and try to organize your speak in 2 minutes so that you would be able to give the conclusion. But like I like or dislike, it is okay. But what about the central C question? Although it is not necessary, if you talk about something relevant to a topic and you are not able to cover one question, it is okay. You are going to answer two questions, then it is okay. One thing is that how I'm managing my time. And as I told earlier, because I am doing practicing for a lot of time, and I myself understood that almost my 2 minute timer has gone and I'm speaking something about. If you're used to speaking, you are become habitual of generating ideas for that specific time, and when the time ups, you are automatically start lacking ideas. So this is one thing I have noticed. So how you what you need to do when you have a time, just read the question, try to answer each person, but not the entire test, just one or two words. When you are asking what the website, I just written the last website. What was the ideas like? Let me share the ideas which I have generated. These were the ideas which I have generated. I hope so. These are the visible. So what was the
Yes.
answer for my first question? What the website? I said Duraz because I know I can speak a lot about this website. Even I have myself experience of buying the products as well as I know some comments. So I'm not going to talk about some and unknown things which I can't speak. So when you're using unknown any website, like even I can talk. There is a Amazon is also a website to buy things, but I don't know nothing because I don't have an experience. Some things are overlapping, like you can say about, you can read the comments there, you can, but how things work, this is the one thing which you can speak for this topic, but not in that if you don't know nothing. So if you know something, then prefer it over the topic which you don't know nothing in real exam. So don't try to adopt this strategy to speak differently in real exam, which I have mentioned before. You need to, if the same topic comes in front of you and you need to get your ideas differently, different story. This is for practicing, not in the real exam. Don't adopt this strategy in real exam. What you need to do, you need to just if the same topic comes in front of in the exam, use the ideas which you have already spoken so that it will help you to make less mistakes. So what I have done, what the website is, I just I just answer the question. Then they ask which what. I was used to say the pair of shoes, but I think this is not a good word. I was going to say the pair of shoes, but I neglected this idea because I thought I don't have much ideas to talk about pair of shoes. So this should be omitted. So what I said dress. So previously, I was just focusing on ideas generation, but now I have noticed if you're able to answer the each person with one or two, and then it is okay. I think you would be able to speak on it if you answer all 5%. So, but nowadays I thought that I am getting some free time even if I can answer all 5% because I am giving just one or two words. So what I am doing nowadays, I'm trying to use some lexical resource as well. Like I use dress, suit, cloth. I think I was not able to still use it, but I just written it so that in case I can use different vocab like dress. You can also say suit, cloth. So then they asked me my experience. I was very satisfied. I just written this. So they asked me why satisfied. I tried to, and I answered the last question why I like sport. They provided me like a cooperation. Delivery services was very fast. So that was the reason I was satisfied. So what I have done after that, when I have the time, I try to write on that what thing I describe more about while satisfying, like the quality, the size, the color. So these words will help me to make the story. So you will notice that all things which I have spoken is that I have written here. There was like something no new. One thing that I added new like review and comment section. So something new even comes in your mind if you are speaking it. So these are the things how I generate ideas. So one thing I have noticed here, if you are speaking in that way, like if you are starting your story in the way the questions are written, it will help you to bring a logical structure. So what I do, what the website is, then what you bar, then you can say, and then you can come to the conclusion part. And one thing is good about if you try to answer these questions, even if you are not able to speak, you should answer the question while 1 minute preparation time. Uh, uh, mm, don't always write the questions in paper or whatever the facility you have. Don't write. Don't like just make ideas in your mind, because you will forget it if you have not written it. So this is the one good suggestion. And one thing, become more descriptive. Like what the website, that website is online, which is like how you bar from this. Try to like talk about color, which color suit, quality, size. So try to bring description in, become a descriptive person. So when you are try to describe things more, then you are able to have more idea. Like you, even you have 5 ideas and you have the habit of describing things more deeply, then you will be able to cover 2 minutes. Okay, ma'am. The question was, yes, ma'am. This I hope so, sir. Farooq, you cleared it. I think we have just 1 or 2 minutes. Let me answer the ma'am Amna question. We are just doing
Yes, ma'am.
speaking module here, and we are just doing the speaking practice. Those course which are as entire course in that module. Trainers cover all the module: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. But this session is specific speaking module, and we are doing here speaking practice here, and try to give feedback each other and learn from others' answers and feedback. I hope so. You got your idea.
Okay, ma'am, the time is about to end. I think thank you so much for your answer. I have taken the notes and I will apply the same thing and will let you know what are my improvements.
Yeah, I think we will continue on tomorrow, and then if you still have any question, you may ask tomorrow, because time is ending and we need to end the minute.
Okay.
I hope so you got the idea how we can organize, and my experience will help you. Allah Hafiz, everyone.
Allah Hafiz.